This is a creature that lived at the same time as dinosaurs, has lived on Earth for 85 million years. It is the pangolin, a double agent on the African continent, and a part-time termite, Cui Shiyuan. However, the real pangolin has an unknown side. It is silent, even if it bears countless hardships and pains. It won't cry or cry. It can't run or fight back when in danger. The only defense is to curl itself into a ball of scales and armor. However, because of this, has become a victim of the global illegal wildlife trade. But fortunately, human world, there are people who choose to stick to them. This pangolin is named Kulu, which means running in Swahili. He once curled up in his mother's arms and fell asleep, and also stood in fear in the poacher's iron cage. His mother was sold and killed by poachers, and became a delicacy for the rich, and Kulu was also involved in the vortex of illegal wildlife trade. Fortunately, the little guy was rescued in an undercover rescue operation, and entered a pangolin rehabilitation program. And this ENCOUNTER led volunteer Gareth from the rescue center, embarked on the path of pangolin rescue. He began to accompany Kuru day and night, and became its guardian. He gave up his city life and moved into the nature reserve and lived with the little pangolin day and night. What he has to do, not only to heal Kulu's physical wounds, but also help him regain his trust in the world. In the Rapala Reserve in Africa, a rebirth training for pangolins quietly began. However, returning to the wild is not a one-time thing. In Garrett's eyes, Kulu is like a rebellious child, always testing the boundaries and always escaping. Once, Kuru accidentally approached the power grid, which is one of the biggest threats to pangolin's death. The current made him suffer terribly, which made him wary of Gareth. Gareth also felt extremely guilty about it. He began to slow down and accompanied Kulu with more patience until he was willing to get close to him again to restore its foraging ability. Gareth took Kulu to the wild to find ant nests. He learned about every type of ant and termite and familiarized themselves with their nests and habits. In nature, the pangolins can smell ants 1 foot underground. It uses its super sense of smell to accurately locate prey, and then quickly rolls it with its 40-centimeter long tongue. The pangolin is one of the oldest mammals on Earth. It has an evolutionary trajectory similar to dinosaurs, but their diet is extremely single, only eating ants and termites. It's not picky, but their survival instinct. They rely on their sense of smell under the hard soil to find tiny vibrations and smells. Once it finds the target, it will cautiously approach the ant nest. It uses its hard claws to dig through the coating. Then it's 40-centimeter long, and its pink tongue covered with mucus quickly probes into the nest. Hundreds of ants are swept away in one go. These ant eggs are rich in protein and low in fat, and are a natural and high-quality nutritional source. They are the smallest, but they are rich in amino acids and trace elements, which can provide the pangolin with stable and efficient energy supply. In addition, the tissue of ant eggs is soft and are delicate in taste and easy to chew and digest, which is very suitable for pangolin's toothless tongue. It can be swallowed directly. As for the taste, it may be slightly sour and a slight nutty aroma. The termite soldiers fought back hard. They opened their mouths and bite the skull's tongue. But it has its own way. After each bite, he retracts his tongue and gently brushes it with his paws to peel the ant sting from the tip of the tongue. But sometimes its tongue gets tangled. Next, Gareth and Kulu. came to the most prosperous area of termites. There is a hidden underground kingdom. Termites build precise nests like craftsmen. Kururu gently sticks his front paws in and opened the nest door. Thousands of termites fled in panic, but he was skilled, inserting his tongue into it, rolling it back repeatedly. The air is filled with the scent of master and insect. It's getting quiet here. Only the faint sound of da-da-da. It's the echo of the tongue rolling. In the daily forging, Gareth slowly noticed changes in Kuru. He no longer tries to escape, and no longer just trying to avoid humans. Instead, it was a kind of trust. He was willing to rest in Gareth's arms, and wraps his tail around his arm. As Kuru's weight gradually increased, Gareth put a satellite collar on him and began to gradually release him into the wild. In the first few days, Kulu roamed the grassland, trying to escape all traces of humans. At this time, his appetite decreased and lost weight and increased night activity, which made Gareth anxious. Even though he had started to be out of Gareth's care, he was still observing every move of Kuru. Until one day, Kuruk stayed in one place for 6 days. Which made Gareth lose his composure. He went to the location where Kuru's signal was located and began to dig. 4 hours passed. In the deepest part of the cave, Kulu was covered in mud and curled up weakly. Perhaps a cave-in occurred while he was digging, which caused him to be buried here. In the next few months, Gareth continued to monitor Kuru remotely. Kulu began to urinate and mark to find a mate. He no longer needed human protection. When Kuru's weight finally reached 6.5 kilograms, it means he has the ability to survive on his own. This is a signal before the release of pangolins. Only when they are strong enough can they curl up into a hard protective ball in the wild to defend against predators. On the day of farewell, Gareth took Kuru to a forest with abundant termite resources. This is a paradise-like land. Quiet, vast, and pure. Gareth stood there. He had to let go. Skull didn't look back. It smelled the smell of the land, and then walked firmly towards his own world. Gareth stood there, with tears in his eyes. He said if he never showed up again, it means he has integrated into nature and completed his true rebirth. Perhaps we ordinary people are like pangolins, naturally have some kind of vulnerability. We are not good at fighting back and can't escape the pressure of life. We can only learn to curl up into a ball and silently endure in the wind and rain. But as long as we have good intentions and never give up becoming a better self, even if the future is still unknown, even if hope is as faint as the stars in the forest. I always believe that in some future morning, the sun will penetrate the haze, then gently shine into the corners where we once curled up. And at that time, we will finally have the courage and strength to face the storm.